Hey, thanks for joining us again in the Knox Hollow Wood Shop for another wand making video. And today we're going to do another ebony wand. Now, if you've watched some of my earlier videos, a couple, 2-3 weeks ago, I did a video on some ebony wood, and I kind of showed the big chunk that I cut these wands out of, and some of that kind of hidden under the wax seal, under the paraffin seal, was some discoloration, and we're going to use one of those pieces here. We're going to see if we can get the wand get down where we can remove that discoloration and get into that really good rich dark wood there. So the way that this was set up, I decided to put, if I put this on the blade end of the wand, that I was pretty sure I could get, all of that light colored wood off. And as you can see, that worked out pretty well. We were able to get that down. And yeah, the goal on this at this point, that's why I left this on here. A lot of times I'll edit this out, but the main thing is getting the blade of the wand worked down to about the right size, so that I can get it off of the spur drive here and get it chucked up in the chuck jaws, and that's going to leave me less unsupported wood there. So we'll take that off. I've got the first section done, and that helps to eliminate the chatter, and that's important for really dense woods and stuff like this. So we'll get that cut off here and get the chuck jaws on here, and we'll feed that up so that we can get the next section done. I do want to take a quick moment here just to remind you, I do have a new book out that I've written. It's a cozy fantasy novel, kind of introduces my own wand lore and wand making and stuff, and it's just a very silly, fun fantasy. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely want to check that out. Link down below in the description. So now we've got the bulk of the blade chucked up here in the wand, in the chuck jaws. So that's going to give me, less wood that's unsupported, so that I don't have to worry about the chatter, and I can just work on getting this handle shaped. Now, with ebony wood itself, it's such a dark wood already, and it's so expensive to start with. There's not a lot of color changing and stuff that I can do to the wood itself, as I don't really want to lighten the wood. And as you know before, I really I've talked about this. I really shy away from using paint or dye. I've done a little bit of dye work, but I try to primarily use color changing methods that preserve the natural wood look and the wood grain itself, like ebonizing, or burning and stuff like that. But with ebony, since it's already so dark, there's really only so much that you can do with that. But because it's such an expensive wood, I do try to do a little bit of extra, even on a standard one like this. And so my idea on this is to get the general wood shape, kind of pretty well set up and start my sanding process, but I want to put some accent lines in here, and I'm just going to use copper paint. And I don't, like I said, I don't use paint very often because it just rubs off and it covers up the grain and stuff like that. But if I can put the paint down inside these grooves, and that's what I'm doing here. I've kind of marked out the handle where I can put in these friction burns with my wire burner, which is something I do on a lot of the wands. I just think it adds, something a little bit extra there. So what I'm going to do is burn these grooves in here, and that way I can get the paint down inside those lines where they're not going to be, rubbed away or, worn off or scratched off, just over normal wear and tear. And that's going to kind of give it a nice little look there. So once I've got the friction burns in there and I've got the sanding and stuff started, I can go ahead and take the sprue or the tenon off the end here and kind of shape up the pommel. And then in order to I was trying something different here to kind of keep the paint out of the grain of the wood. I'm adding just a really light coat of wax here. Now I haven't sanded this all the way up. This is the same finishing wax that I used, but my idea was to put it on there before I painted it, so that when I painted it, it would go down in the grooves and stick in the grooves. But on that surface here, as you can see, it just easily rubs off, and that's going to allow me to, kind of control where that paint has gone down into the crevices and stuff here, and that worked really well. I got, you know, most of that paint just rubbed off really easily, and then we'll go into our sanding process again. Of course, that takes off, you know, the wax and stuff as well, but I think that really helped get the paint where it was supposed to be, and, you know, not just all over the wand, and it was a little bit easier to remove. So yeah, we'll just sand this thing all the way up. We'll go all the way up to 2000 grit on this, and, you know, ebony wood is, you know, really good because of its density. It really polishes up nicely. As you can see, it's not actually like true black. It's a really, really dark brown. It appears black, but when you sand it, you can see that. So we've got that sanded out, and I'll get a close up here. You can see the paint is now, you know, just down into those little friction burn lines, and it really looks good here. I'm going to get some oil on it, and that oil is going to really bring out the richness of that wood. It's going to darken it up, and this is just a boiled linseed oil. That way I don't have to worry about spraying a clear coat or anything on this to kind of seal the paint down in those cracks there, because it's not going to get rubbed. So, but yeah, overall, I think this one turned out really nice. It's got a really nice rich color on it. The last thing that we do is just let it dry for a few days, get the wax finish on it, and then we've got our finished photos here. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I really like ebony wood, even for just a standard wand. It's got a really nice look to it. But I think this one turned out great. I think somebody would be really happy with this. So this will be one of the ones that I've got up in my Etsy store, or, you know, or at events and stuff. So you know, I do all of these for sale. But anyways, I've got another video coming up pretty soon for you. I've got some Osage orange, and I think hopefully maybe some special effects with that one. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll get that up as soon as we can. So we hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll join us in the future. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.